Entrepreneur Experts Cafe, sponsored by Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel. I'm Kimberly Crow, your host and the creator of the Facebook community, Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel, a community by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, helping entrepreneurs and experts get their business to the next level. Come join the community and the conversation at www.entrepreneursrocketfuel.com/Facebook. Today, I'm going to interview Jennifer Vavricka. She is a wealth expert. Jennifer, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Kimberly.
Super glad to have you here. Thanks for carving time out of your day to be with us. We really appreciate it. I know you're a busy woman, but I want to know, how did you become a wealth expert?
Well, my own journey. I grew up very poor, and I knew from a very young age, maybe like 6, 7, that I didn't want my adult life to be like I was as a child. What happened, interestingly enough, is I got really good grades, did what I was supposed to do, followed the pattern that I was told. But unfortunately, a lot of mindset stuff, I didn't realize kind of like there's a lot to building wealth, true wealth, lasting wealth. And so I made a lot of mistakes, learned a lot of lessons along the way, and restarted once or twice. And so I became a successful entrepreneur. And then I realized there's a whole different set of problems, right? When I was broke, I was like, if I just had money, like everything would be fine. I would have no problems. And then I became really successful, 7-figure business owner, running, things were going great. And I was like, wow, there's so much more to this, right? I keep making more money. I'm thinking I'm going to get so much farther ahead. And it was just a really slow process. When, you start paying everything out the taxes kind of eat up a lot of that. So I started looking at trying to find different ways, what do other people do? What do really successful people do? And it took me longer than maybe some other people, because I didn't have a quick mentor to find. I paid a lot of people. I spent over $250,000 over a series of a few years. Experts, attorneys, accountants, all kinds of people that would give me financial advice. And some of it was, oh my goodness, like I would never do that, right? Like the saying, like, I'll look good in orange. That's very, so some of the stuff I would get, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't sound like a real write-off to me. And yeah, no, I'm not going there. So anyways, I got a lot of information from a ton of people. And what I found was there was pieces and parts that would work well, that were completely legal, above board, right? Like no concerns there. And I started implementing them in my own life. And so everything that I teach my clients, I use myself. I've tested and tried. There's things I've tried that I don't talk about because not good stuff. But anyways, so now I put together this system so that I basically optimize everything that I'm doing. My money's working for me, safely growing. It's not going up and down with the stocks when stuff changes. We don't have to worry about economic downturns and things like that. We put our money in very safe places, and we still have access to using it. So it's growing for us. So I go to work because I love to work, and I'm making money. And then my money here is also working. So it's like multiplying faster. And so that's what I teach my clients, is very safe ways to grow your wealth. And it provides me the freedom that I was looking for, and things are a lot better. Money is just a tool. Wealth is just something that we can use to make the things that we want to do, right? Like most entrepreneurs work because we love to work. However, we want to have fun and play too. So
I agree. If it's not fun, it's not worth doing. I totally love that.
Oh, that's right.
There's so many things about this that I'm going to dig further into. And I love that your approach is, it's fine to work, but make sure your money's working right alongside you. It could be like your favorite thing, like your favorite way to make money is just making it on the side. And then you live sort of a work optional life, as opposed to you have to, get a job at McDonald's or Walmart at the end just to make ends meet. And that's reality for some folks. And that can be very difficult, but I love your approach to it. It sounds like a very calm approach. It doesn't sound like a roller coaster ride of chasing like highs and lows in the stock market or anything like that. It sounds like a very consistent and calm approach. Is that about right?
Absolutely. Yes, for sure. My family, my mom specifically, is very, very super like, be careful, be careful, be careful. And that was ingrained in me, having both sides of my family being extremely poor. They were always, there's stories I could go into, we don't have enough time for, but there was a lot of like lack mentality, right? That scarcity mindset. And so that's one of the things I had to work on a lot in the beginning was, oh, wait, it doesn't have to be lack. It doesn't have to be so hard. You don't have to be you have to plan, you have to do, you have to be smart, and you have to do things properly, but it doesn't have to be. We all know when people talk about money or finances, right? And so many of my entrepreneur clients are just like, I don't know. My bookkeeper does that, and my accountant, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's important to have the understanding and the knowledge. You can make it, it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be boring. It can be simple, just highlights. Like, I educate my people on just like basic stuff, like basics of our financial statement, basics. So then we can figure out what your goals are and we can hit them, because we can never hit a goal that we don't set.
That's right. You don't necessarily need to drive the bus every day, but
Right.
you do need to be able to know where you're going
For
and
sure.
what, like what if its gas tank is full or not. Is that right?
Yes, definitely.
All
Definitely.
right, fantastic. All right. Well, I've really, really enjoyed this. Some of your clients probably have had some great successes. Do you have any particular stories about a client that did really well working with you?
Oh, absolutely. I've got several. A couple things that pop into mind is what you just said about planning for the end, right? So I don't believe we should have to save and sacrifice now in order to have a good life when we retire.
Sounds
If
good to
we
me.
ever retire. One of my clients had a long-term corporate job and had a lot of money in a kind of like not necessarily severance, but when he retired, he got a large sum of money. His financial advisor told him where to put it in the stock market. And when March of 2020 came and COVID hit, he lost half of his life savings. And he came to me after that.
Ouch.
For me, the way that I have my life structured, when COVID hit and things shut down, we were closed down for a while, right? Everybody was scrambling of what's happening. I knew I would be fine. I was like, okay, this is a crazy time in the world, but financially I had no issues. And so many people do. And it's just about planning and we don't have to sacrifice. We can't save our way to wealth, right? There's a system, there's a process, and it's just optimizing all of those things.
Fantastic advice. All right. So if people want to work with you directly, how can they do that?
So my website is newlegacywealth.com. And I can be
newlegacywealth.com. Do you want to spell that out for the people who are listening?
Sure. NEW, new legacy, LEGACY, wealth, WEALTH.com. And again, that's because my system is for people, entrepreneurs just like you, that have made your own money. And you're like, okay, now I have this money. Things are going great. What do I do with it? And that's my passion. That's what I love to help people with.
Fantastic. All right. So if you want to reach out to Jennifer, you can go to newlegacywealth.com. Very happy that you were able to carve time out of your day and spend it with us on the Entrepreneur Experts Cafe. We are at time, but before we let you go, any final words for our crew?
You can do this. I can help you get there. Just contact me.
Fantastic.
It's easier than you think.
It's easier than you think. I like that. Words to live by. All right, folks, I'm Kimberly Crow. This has been another episode of the Entrepreneur Experts Cafe. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.